All right. Welcome to a fucking live news. Donald Trump's going to be addressing the nation regarding bombing Iran, which just happened about 2 hours ago, or at least the news broke just 2 hours ago. And we're just waiting for him to pop on and let us know what's going on. Ayo, Tom Servo. I love Tem Servo. Excuse me. Tom Servo is from Mystery Science Theater 3000. Who knows what Mystery Science Theater 3000 is? That's kind of like what I do. It's like what I do for the news, but it's for old movies. Hello, Argentina. I come from Instagram. Yeah, no doubt. It's better here. Yeah, go to YouTube, guys. But also, how are the other social medias handling things? Fix your tie. It's someone's first time, I think. Waiting for the notification for me to go live. We're cooked? How many people think that this is it? We're done. How many people think this is World War III? We're all fucked. Who thinks? Tell me in the chat if you think this is it. I don't, to be clear. I don't think it's quite there yet. It could be the beginning. It could be the beginning of something like that. I hope that we're not there yet. I'm getting all kinds of notifications on TikTok about bonus time. What is all this? What's happening? I've got bonus time. I'm collecting points, but I have 0 points, so I don't know how. If you guys know how to give me points for that, then go for it. It's the beginning of the apotheosis. Did you mean apocalypse? Oh, Trump's coming. It's happening, guys. Here he comes. Let's get some sound.
Thank you very much.
All right, what's he got to
A short
say?
time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
Oh my goodness.
For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America
and a
death
lot
to
easier.
Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people.
Their specialty.
And hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked
Netanyahu.
before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight.
Magnificent.
And all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so.
We've seen plenty of bombings.
I also want to congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin Kane, spectacular
Raisin Kane?
and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight, not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago.
Literally.
Tomorrow,
Literally,
General
though.
Kane, Secretary
We're the
of
only
Defense,
people that had
Pete
the weaponry
Hegseth will have
to
a
carry
press
out
conference
the
at 8 a.m. at the
bunker
Pentagon.
busters.
And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them.
Oh.
God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's it, huh? Wow. Well, short and sweet, I guess. Well, there you have it. You know, we bombed them, and then we want them to be peaceful. What do you guys think? People are asking what I think, but I mean, what is there to think? First of all, what happened to 2 weeks? I thought he was gonna take 2 weeks to make a decision. He's just throwing him off throwing him off his scent here. Gotcha. Made the decision in 2 days. How's everybody feeling? I know that this is probably pretty scary for a lot of people who worry about things, but you know, we kind of have to wait and see how Iran responds. Is there some kind of pun in there? And Iran respond? I don't know. Iran? No, there's nothing there. What are people saying here? He left a turd and walked away. He really did just drop it, and he dropped the mic and then left. Not good. And now we wait. Yeah. What else can we do? What else can we do but wait? What else can we do but wait, guys? Tell me how you're waiting for World War III to begin. Also, do we think that this is the beginning of World War III? That's. I was with someone earlier today, and they were like, "Well, who backs Iran?" It's like, okay, well, Russia and China back Iran. So, do you think that Russia and China will maybe get involved now that the U.S. has also gotten involved? I'm asking you, live people. The reason I do this live is so we can talk about it. What do you guys think? Yeah, okay, I'm getting yeses. China won't risk its markets. China's doing a lot to try to save themselves right now. It's true. Economically, they probably don't want to get a war. And Russia seems to be stretched pretty thin by Ukraine. Right? It's legit history repeating itself, am I correct? I mean, yeah, things like... Yeah, I mean, sure. Especially with Iran, things like this have happened. But also in the past, things like this have happened, and then Iran has backed down. And then they're like, okay, all right. Fine, no nuclear enrichment. And then a few years later, we're like, hey, you're enriching nuclear... You're building those plants again. And they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. And then, of course, there's the narrative of the other side of the narrative is, of course, that they've never had any nuclear enrichment facilities, and the U.S. and Israel just every once in a while they're like, hey, we have to bomb those people. They've got nuclear enrichment facilities. Someone says they're gonna. Ellison says I'm gonna go have a cigarette and a popsicle. Sounds lovely. It sounds like a nice little evening break. How to get the U.S. into war 101. Yeah, maybe. I think our last 4 years was a Trojan horse with Biden. What was Biden doing that you think Trojan horsed anybody? Other people are having cigarettes and popsicles now. Don't smoke, kids. If you're a kid and you're watching this. Or do. Who gives a shit? I don't tell people what to do. We might all be fucked soon, so who cares, right? What should we... Anybody want to... should I put on anything behind me? I mean... What are we doing? At this point, why does it matter? Yeah, exactly. Should we just watch Netflix? We'll watch the new Love Island. Just rot your brain until the bombs go off. Here's another question, also asked by the same person who asked me who backs Iran. Where do you think is the first place that gets attacked? Like, on U.S. soil, obviously they're gonna attack the U.S. bases that are in surrounding countries, right? Iraq and all those places. But let's just say they do decide to attack the United States, or they have sleeper cells or somewhere here. Which states do you think are first to be attacked? Fort Knox, okay, maybe. California or New York, maybe. New York. Washington, yeah, I would think D.C. personally. Oh, people saying Texas? The electric grid, interesting. New York, D.C., and Norfolk. Trump Tower? Yeah, well, that'd be New York, I guess. Hopefully wherever Trump is, says J.J. Thompson. Washington State, because there's sub bases. Interesting. Oh yeah, that's true. We have ships. There was news of bombers moving in. There's a lot going on. Mar-a-Lago, you think they'd bomb Florida? Yeah. Fuck it, play Red Dawn and with Patrick Swayze. Not my favorite. I'm not a big Red Dawn fan. Also, did that get remade with Christian Bale? No, that's Rescue Dawn. Sorry, that's a different movie. Different movie. What are your opinions on people talking about sleeper cells? Time's gonna have to tell on that. You know, the time is now. If the sleeper cells are out here, they'll probably start popping off pretty soon. So that either happens or it doesn't. It's all just made up until it actually happens, right? Should I pay my rent? Unfortunately, yeah. You're still gonna have to pay your rent. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. But the rent is still due. I don't know if any of you guys know The Rock's motto, but the rent is due. How am I doing? I'm okay. I had to rush home from a dog fashion show to watch Trump speak for... How long was that even? How long did he speak? Give me a time. Here we go. He spoke from 4:15 spoke like 3-4 minutes. That's my day. And, you know, all he did was say what we already knew. He just basically repeated all the news that had been broken. Someone's saying execute Order 66. No! We need the Jedis. Now more than ever. Why would you want to kill all the Jedis? What's the opposite of Order 66? How do we find Jedis to help us? What do I think about Israel's supposed preemptive strike on Iran before the back and forth? I think that happened exactly the way Donald Trump describes it, which is that they basically gave him 60 days, and on the 61st day, they struck. Now, was that initial 60 days kind of arbitrary and just made up because they were in a rush? Yep. But, you know, I don't know if you've noticed this. Whether you like Donald Trump's negotiation tactics or not, he kind of bullies people around. He knows that we can just take him out, so he kind of is like, hey, you kind of have to do what we say. Which is not, to be clear, that's not what negotiating is to exactly. It's sort of the opposite. When you just force someone to do what you want, that's not a negotiation. But there are other parties involved, so I think that he does have to negotiate. Order 69, now we're talking. Make it sexy. Yeah, people are saying that the first attack is going to be on Iraq. Yep, our bases abroad. Our bases in Iraq and maybe Lebanon. Definitely going to be struck before anything else, before anything gets here. And also, to be clear, you go have a nice night. You know, if you are active military, then you should probably be preparing. But if you're just a normal person, don't stay up all night worrying about this. It's okay to just... There's nothing you can do. We have to wait and see what events unfold. Hopefully, Iran really doesn't have much bite after this. You know, supposedly we took away a lot of their weapons potential here. So they have said that they're going to attack, but that you can't worry about it. We have to wait and see what happens, and then we'll handle it when it happens. So, you know, if you need to have some ice cream or some tea or something to not stay up all night worrying about it, don't. I get a lot of messages from people that are just like, how do you handle this? And it's like, you know, I just am very thankful that I don't have to be the one to make the decision or to carry out the plan. And I appreciate the service of the people who do all those things. And you just gotta let them do it, because they're gonna do it. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. If it comes to my doorstep, then I'll, then we gotta handle the situation. But we're very far from that place. We're not there yet. But, you know, when we get there, I will be there to report it. So make sure that you're subscribed to me on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and Substack, where I put a lot of extra work. And if you want to support the channel, that can also be done on Substack. I don't do Patreon. I do a Substack. So please support me there. theforkinnews.substack.com. Not to be confused with the fucking news.substack.com. I'm the forkinnews.substack.com. Like the video, share it, subscribe, do all the things. I appreciate you all. Thanks for giving a shit.